Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. Though there is an unexpected situation prevailing all over the world created by COVID-19. After all, we have to perform our respective duties and responsibilities, staying at our respective residences. We have to learn the topics taught by our teachers. So you have to be very sincere, attentive, and you have to follow everything for keeping yourself safe and sound. And the same time, you have to be alert about your responsibilities. Now, I am going to deliver a lecture on graphs and charts, presented by I am Muhammad Kamrul Islam, lecturer in English, Rajakutra Model College. Today, the learning objectives will be learning objectives. After going through this class, learners will be able to understand graphs and charts. They will be able to illustrate graphs and charts. They will be able to differentiate various conditions and situations. They will be able to sum up the data mentioned in the graph. The students will finally be able to realize importance of graphs. So we can understand that the main focus on today's class is graphs and charts. If you don't have clear idea about graphs and charts, you will not be able to express or you will not be able to illustrate what is mentioned in the graph. So now we have to learn what is graphs, what are graphs and charts. Graphs and charts are visual arts that display relationships between data. Graphs and charts are arranged in such a statistical way following which the readers or spectators can easily understand or remember the data. People often use graphs and charts to demonstrate trends, patterns, and relationships between sets of data. Graphs may be preferable to display certain types of data, while charts are ideal for others. The chart or graph you choose will often depend on the key points you want others to learn from the data you have collected. So in order, before discussing or before illustrating graphs, you should have clear idea about trend, because trend is the focal point of graph. Trend is the main theme that will help you to illustrate the graph. So you have to understand what is trend. A trend is a pattern in a set of results displayed in a graph. Actually, a trend is the overall idea of the graph. And if we can understand trend, we can get the following information from the trend of a graph. And from the trend, we can understand what is happening or what happened. We can understand the main change over time. The most noticeable thing about the graph can be really realized with the help of trend. The pattern over time can be learned. The pattern for different places or groups or people. All these things can be realized or can be understood with the help of trend. Actually, trend plays the vital role in forming the graph. If you can have clear idea about trend, it will be helpful for you to illustrate it perfectly. Now, let us know how to start representing the graph. Through the first sentence of the graph, you have to mention the theme of the graph. You can use some slightly different words or word forms from those on the question paper, but be careful to give the full information. You can start as the graph shows ... So what you need to do, you should have some ideas about trend. If you can get idea about trend, it will be helpful for you to illustrate or to explain the graph. So in order to explain or describe the graph, you should have ideas about some language that is considered to be describing language of a graph. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, on, up, 2, down, 3, up and down, 4, same. Actually, up means the upward movement of the trend. Down means the downward movement of the trend. Up and down, sometimes the trend goes upward, at the same time it goes downward. This is called up and down, and this is actually expressed through the word fluctuate. So in order to explain upward movement of the graphs, you should use some words like increase, rise, grow, go up, so double, multiply, climb, exceed. These are the words that can be chosen by you to explain your upward movement of the trend. Similarly, if you want to explain the downward movement of the trend, you should select some words like decrease, drop, fall, decline, plummet, halve, depreciate, plunge, etc. These are the words that will help you to explain the downward movement of the trend. When the trend goes up and down, that means on point the trend goes upward, at the same time after a while it goes downward, then it is called fluctuation, and you can express this condition or situation by using the word fluctuate, undulate or dip. But if the trend is same, that means it does not go upward or it does not go downward, but it goes straight or it goes the same position, then you have to use stable, or you have to use the word leveled off, or remained constant, or steady, or consistent. So these are the words that will be helpful for you to explain the same movement of the trend, and it will be helpful for you to express the same movement of the trend. Now you should have idea about axis. Actually, axis is the plural form of axis. There are two axes, you know, x-axis and y-axis. So graphs have two axes, the lines that run across the bottom and up at the side. The line along the bottom is called the horizontal or x-axis, and the line up the side is called the vertical or y-axis. And the x-axis may contain categories of numbers. You read it from the bottom left of the graph. The y-axis usually contains numbers, again starting from the bottom left of the graph. Most graphs will have two trends or three, or there will be two graphs with a trend in each. You may tell about the two trends into separate paragraphs. Make sure that you have identified the trends in the graph. Now let us know about the types of graphs and charts. There are several different types of charts and graphs. The four most common are probably line graphs, bar graphs, and histograms, pie charts, and Cartesian graphs. They are generally used for quite different things. The variation of the graphs represent the varieties of elements and things. Bar graphs, pie charts, line graphs, Cartesian graphs. These are the classifications or types of graphs. Now let us know what is bar graphs. Actually, bar graphs are used to show numbers that are independent of each other. Example data might include things like the number of people who preferred ease of Chinese takeaways, Indian takeaways, and fish and chips. Pie charts Pie charts are used to show you how a whole is divided into different parts. You might, for example, want to show how a budget had been spent on different items in a particular year. Then line graphs. Line graphs are used to show you how numbers have changed over time. They are used when you have data that are connected and to show trends. For example, average night temperature in each month of the year. Cartesian graphs. Cartesian graphs are used having numbers on both axes, which therefore allow you to show how changes in one thing affect another. These are widely used in mathematics and particularly in algebra. But we have to have clear idea about bar graphs and pie charts, because these two types among the four classifications or types of graphs, we see that bar graphs and pie charts are mostly used by the students of this level. Now let us know what is the importance of graphs. Actually, graphs are common method to visually illustrate relationships in the data. The purpose of a graph is to present data that are too numerous or complicated to be described adequately in the text in less space. A picture, so to say, will tell 1,000 words. Similarly, a good graph or chart can show as much as several paragraphs of words. Actually, a single picture can give us many information. After watching a picture, we can learn many things. Similarly, a nice graph can give us many information. Suppose you have watched a match play between two teams. All on a sudden you have failed to watch or witness the game. After a while you have joined there, but during this interval you have failed to watch what happens. But after a while, when you have joined or when you will join, you will see a graph, and following or watching that graph, you will be able to understand what was happening or what happened or what is going to happen. So graph plays an important role in our day-to-day life situations, and we can express many things related to our life, our economy, our recreation, games and sports, many things, even our budget. When our budget is announced in the Parliament House, if we don't observe the budget session, we can get idea after watching a pie charts published in the newspaper. So it plays vital role in our real life situation. Now I will present sample of two graphs. The first one, the graph below shows the choice of profession by different educated people. Describe the graph in 150 words. You should highlight and summarize the information given in the graph. The choice of profession by different educated people in percentage. Now you have to describe the graph. How will you describe the graph? At the very, in the meantime, I have already told you how to start. Suppose the graph above is the representation of the choice of profession by different educated people. 4 categories of jobs such as intellectual work, farming, business, government job have been mentioned in the graph. Here in the graph, it is seen that 65% of the educated people prefer government job as their profession, which has occupied the first position. From the perspective of the educated people's choice of their profession, business has occupied the second position, where 20% of the educated people select business as their profession. Farming is in the third position. The rate of the people who choose farming as their profession is only 10%. On the other hand, only 5% people are interested in intellectual work. But these intellectual people are considered to be the key to personal or national development. Undoubtedly, farming is also called a key to our national progress. If these educated people are involved in agricultural work, they will certainly be able to establish in life. So, to summarize the graph, it can highly be asserted that The educated people should make up their mind to select farming and business as their profession. So this is the theme of the graph that I have already shown on the screen. There is another graph that you can follow. Here, the graph below shows the number of telephone and mobile users from 2003 to 2015. Describe the graph in 150 words. You should highlight and summarize the information given in the graph. The number of telephone and mobile users in crore. Here, you see the x-axis represents the time and y-axis represents the number of people. In the first one, x-axis represents the work type and the y-axis represents the number of people in percentage. Here in the second graph, it is in crore, and in the first graph, it is in percentage. The number of telephone and mobile users, you see, in 2009, only 0.45 crore people used mobile phone or telephone. So you can describe this graph. The graph above gives a clear picture of how rapidly, quickly the number of telephone and mobile phone users is rising. It is very easy to realize. It is very easy to comprehend whether the number of people is increasing. In 2003, it is 0.45 crore, 2005, 0.8, 2007, 1 crore. But later on, from 2009 to 2015, within 6 years, the number became so faster that it is a matter of pleasure for us, because the number of telephone users and the number of mobile users is increasing very rapidly. So you can describe the graph as the graph above gives a clear picture of how rapidly or how quickly the number of telephone and mobile phone users is rising. The survey result is represented through a graph which clearly shows the number of the users from 2003 to 2015. In the year 2003, only 0.45 crore people used mobile or cellular phones. In 2005, this number rose up to 0.8 crore, which is about 2 times more than that of 2003. The number of mobile phone users has considerably increased in 2009, which is about 8 times more than that of 2003. From the survey, we noticed that in 2009, the number of telephone and mobile or cellular phone users was 3.5 crore, while in 2011, this number was 5.6 crore. In 2013, the number of mobile or cellular phone user was 7.5 crore, which rose to 9.5 crore in 2015. We notice from the graph a great rise in the number of telephone and mobile phone users within 13 years, from 2003 to 2015. Analyzing the survey, it can be asserted that very soon almost all the people will be able to possess a cell phone or mobile phone. So from this lecture, uh, I can assure you that you will be able to describe a graph in your own way, if you can understand. So to sum up, I would like to tell you that you have to have clear idea about axis and you have to have clear idea about the trend. If you have idea about the trend, you will be able to get idea about the whole graph. That will be helpful for you to delineate the main theme. So I suggest you to follow this. That will be very much helpful for you to do well in the exam. Not only in the exam, but also in your real life situations. You have to face different situations in your real life situations, and that in that situation you will be able to understand many things if you have idea about the graphs and charts. Thank you very much.